In this Everett office,
Native Strong, this is Robert. I'm on Road to Lifeline tribe member. How could I help you?
each call is a matter of life or death.
A caller called in, he was wanting to commit suicide. He was younger, and I got to share my story about my son.
To Native Crisis Counselor Robert Coberly, it was an expression of pain he was intimately familiar with. His own son was killed 3 years ago.
He heard me. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do that to my dad or my mom. I'm just trying to help, prevent another parent or anybody else from going through what I'm going through.
The center receives between 10 and 30 calls per day, and that's with minimal advertising or outreach, just word-of-mouth referrals.
Native and Strong Lifeline, this is Heaven. I'm an affiliate of the Tulalip tribes. How can I help? People, are sharing like milestones they've hit. I'm this many days clean, or, I haven't had any crisis this week, or anything like that. And that's, those are great calls. And then it can go as far as, there's people who are actively trying to harm themselves, and we have to get them help.
Launched last fall, all 15 counselors at the Native and Strong Lifeline are enrolled tribal members representing different communities and experiences.
How I got into the field was I came from a really bad relationship. I experienced domestic violence.
Counselors like Heaven Arbuckle say sharing a cultural identity with those who call in makes it easier for them to open up and accept help.
We understand. That's the best way I know how to explain it. We understand the generational trauma that people may be experiencing when it comes to like sexual assaults. People have a really hard time coming out about that, especially like with Native culture, the stigma. You don't want any stigma on.
The launch of the crisis line comes as the Native community faces a mental health crisis of its own. According to the U.S. Department of Health, suicide is the second leading cause of death for Native people between the ages of 10 and 34.
When people ask us what makes your population so special, right? Like, we're not so special. It's that our suicide rates are actually increasing. A report just came out that our suicide rates are going up while other populations are going down.
Several states are now in talks to launch their own Native crisis lines.
Some things that people like to do is like what's called like the sweat lodge, like that's healing for them. Another thing is people do what's called, it's called sage, and you can like sage off. It's supposed to, get any bad energies away from you. It's like
Take care of your Indian, is what my mom told me.
Meantime, each call Heaven and Robert answer, each person they help, brings them closer to healing their own traumas as well.
It takes power out of the hurt and pain, talking about it. Gives me some relief, and so doing this job, it kind of comes full circle. I can help somebody.
Yes, we're helping people, but I don't think people realize they help us too, every day.
To reach the Native Strong Crisis Hotline, simply call 988 and press 4 when prompted. For Facing Race, I'm PJ Randhawa.